the centre circle, waiting for the signal to come from our floor manager and get this match underway. Orlando Pirates, don't forget, have played only 26 matches, so only. Still that match against Magesi to play after this one. We're underway then at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. AmaZulu playing in the all green, their traditional home strip, will attack the goal to the left-hand side of your screen during the first 45 minutes. Orlando Pirates in all black today will play from left to right during the course of the first half. It's good to be with you on the World of Champions this afternoon. I know there's plenty of selection, but we do appreciate your patronage. And you can post on X using SS Diski and let us know what you think of the season, who your player of the season might be. We know the leading goal scorer is likely to be, or is, in fact, and all the rest of the plaudits that might come. Players, player of the season, etc., etc., young player of the season. Lots to talk about as far as the season-ending awards dinner is concerned. Sipho Choinu, the 28-year-old former Royal AM and Chippa United keeper, starting for the 24th time today for the Buccaneers. Takes over from Siyabonga Dladla, who had a debut against SuperSport United in the previous match. Played away from home, and Kota won the match for Orlando Pirates in Polokwane. Work to be done here by the former Orlando Pirates goalkeeper Richard Ofori, the 31-year-old Ghanaian, starting for the 20th time today for his new home in KwaZulu-Natal.
Across somewhere in Maritzburg, he was part of that world at some point. Richard Ofori.
Orlando Pirates supporters not very happy with the throw-in that's been awarded to AmaZulu, as they thought their beloved Buccaneers would be able to find some space down the right-hand side. Sifiso Ngubeni, 28-year-old, played at Celtic and Mamelodi Sundowns as well. Only his second appearance, as we said, in the starting lineup for AmaZulu, but his 10th appearance in total. Piwe Selepe trying to make a run through the middle of the park. The 20-year-old junior who's playing just for the 6th time alongside of Talentum Barter, who former SuperSport United man. We spoke about him earlier, Brian. I think he's been incredible for Pirates. Exceptional talent.
Selepe himself, good catches. I like how he's got what we call in the Kasi football is side mirrors. Every time in possession, looks around for the options that he's got.
Orlando Pirates enjoying some good early possession here. It's about converting that into something a little bit more tangible. Good touch from Talentum Barter, scooped away though by Ben Moshwari.
Tito, wasted opportunity. Should have done better there in terms of his decision making.
3 former Pirates players in the starting lineup here for AmaZulu today. Tembele Sikakani played at Cape Town All-Stars, and then Abafana Bestende went to Pirates back at AmaZulu, and Sandile Mtetwe in the midfield was a former Chippa United and Pirates player, and then you've also got Ben Moshwari, former Bidvest Wits and Pirates player. And on the bench, Wade Ewerster was at Pirates before he joined Maritzburg United, so there's a fair sampling of former Buccaneer players at AmaZulu. If you look on the bench, you'll find Tupelo Koki, former AmaZulu centre-back, who's on the bench today because Bukazi and Sibisi have been doing a great job. So a couple of players that have really impressed for Orlando Pirates this season. One must look at the obvious in Masonganyan and Kota, Mofoken, etc., etc. But you spoke about Talentum Barter. What about Mbekezeli and Bukazi? He's come on, burst onto the scene, and I think he's really, really impressive.
Well, he's also got a spectacular goal at some point for the Pirates, but it's a maturity that is displayed. And I think he comes into a team where there's good leadership around him. You've mentioned Koki, there's always been Sibisi around him to guide him, but they've allowed him to, to enjoy himself, make his own mistakes, but over and above that, he's been such an imposing figure.
Orlando Pirates looking to just play possession football. There's another man who never seems to get old, never seems to stop enjoying the game of football. His name's Dion Hotto, 34-year-old Namibian international, left-sided fullback, can play higher up the field of play, has played higher up the field of play too.
He's come a long way. Remember, he played under Sean Butler at some point. when they had he was part of a team with Marisbeck. It wasn't not started, it wasn't Marisbeck. They were playing in Chatsworth.
Did play at Lamontville Golden Arrows back in those days when Sean Bartlett was in charge. A little dink over the top from Nkorta, fresh from his goal against Supersport United. And talking about that, we'll try and keep you posted. There's so much to decide today. The championship is over the hill and far away as far as Mamelodi Sundowns are concerned for the 8th consecutive time, and who's going to challenge for them next season. We hope it's the likes of Orlando Pirates and Stellenbosch FC and Kaizer Chiefs, maybe after having won the Nedbank Cup. Is that the boost that Coach Nazri Nabi was looking for, and boosting Kaizer Chiefs into the 25-26 season? Well, we'll wait to see what consolidation happens on that front. But the top 8 still has to be decided. Are Chippa United going to hold on to a top 8 position? Are Chiefs up against Polokwane City today going to come up and try and get into the top 8, because they finished only in 10th place last season? Are Maruma Gallants going to be able to do something against Magesi away from home? Arrows in trouble at the bottom of the table. Supersport United are playing against Richards Bay FC at home, and that's a big match for both of those sides near the relegation battle, although Richards Bay FC are safe for another season. And Cape Town City up against Stellenbosch FC in a Western Cape derby. And Cape Town
Mofokeng until Pumangapante Poralaki Sen of Sangano Mofokeng and Jagger Panage and Jagger Panage Foka Umfoga Skakani. Ain't just nothing in Pelagala Panagame. Ayenza would give up from Negotia Pumela along the parades.
Interesting times, of course. You're talking about teams that needs to survive. Never thought I would mention Supersport that needs to survive.
They've never been out of the top 8, have they?
They've never.
Free kick here to Orlando Pirates. It's been all Orlando Pirates since the start 7 minutes ago. Oh, a little bit of a dummy hustle there from the Buccaneers, and easily tapped away from the danger zone by Usutu. One has to, if you look at the records, absolutely dominant over the years. I mean, we're talking dominant from Orlando Pirates over AmaZulu. 75 matches in total, but 45 of them since the PSL era started, 1996. And AmaZulu have only won 11 times in 75 appearances. Pirates 36, 28 draws. Pirates with 110 goals against Lesotho, but the head-to-heads in the league only in the PSL era, 45 matches between the two sides, 21 of them won by Pirates. Only 4 wins for AmaZulu, the last of which came on the 28th of October 2009 at home, which is about 5,700 days ago. That's the last time that AmaZulu won at home against Pirates. Ish, I can't even count that far. I don't know how I got to that figure, but yeah, 5,700 days. And winning away from home, Pirates won on the 8th of August. I beg your pardon, AmaZulu won on the 8th of August within Tulula. Remember him? 8th of August 2013. That's 4,300 days ago. It's the most recent time that AmaZulu have beaten Pirates. It's historic, historical significance.
Yeah, there's a song. So rest in peace, Moses Taiwa Mulalepa. It's called Winds of Change. And that's what they're hoping for.
Well, they could very well get something here. The shot blocked by the defence of Orlando Pirates. Nice play by Tsabang Moremi, who normally forages off the right-hand side. But yeah, it's a nice little run into the box. And Mbukazi suffers the consequences of that clash with the 24-year-old AmaZulu midfielder.
He's a strong man. I'm imagining him in this battle. It comes over him. What happens? Yeah, kept his eyes on the ball. Good timing in terms of the block.
Yeah, I reckon he's twisted a knee or something, because he wasn't collided with. So there's the treatment on the ankle for the 19-year-old who's come through the junior ranks. 11th appearance for Mbukazi this season in the Betway Premiership.
Indicating that he actually twisted that.
Maybe it was the foot that he landed on that twisted. The man warming up his Tepero Clocky. No great surprise there former AmaZulu man himself. We spoke about him earlier on. Has only played 10 times this season, but he might have to wait a little because Mbukazi, who's very strong in stature, and I've watched him a couple of times this season, and I really do enjoy his positioning. I enjoy the way that he's able to hold off opponents as China makes a rather easy save. But it's nice to see AmaZulu creating opportunities.
The last time I saw a player that walked into a team as big as Orlando Pirates and settled in like a glove, old John Mabizela walked into the Pirates team, amongst the youngest players, of course, to win the league for Orlando Pirates. Old John, very comfortable on the ball, strong as well, always thrived on battles. Rafael Chuku knows him better.
CBC has had a good season, losing out in the middle of the park. Selepe, and quick work done by AmaZulu. Moremi, lovely work by Moremi. Skins Selepe, can't find a teammate, and that's disappointing again to a promising looking attack from Lesotho.
Moremi cutting on the left-hand side, can influence the game. Good pace about him, looked up for the options. Not the best cross, of course. Played it onto the near post, but it was out.
Zabisi, a little bit of an angled run out towards the far side where Dion Hotto is a recipient. Mbukazi, after surviving that little knock on his ankle. Patrick Maswangani, knocked away by Tariq Feelies. We spoke about Tariq Feelies and his 250th appearance in the top flight of South African football. Really a stalwart after having signed from Cape Town City. Ben Mochwari, strong on the ball, Ben Mochwari, and nobody able to get on the end of it. Moremi shaking his head and appreciating the supply from the middle of the park.
He's always going to be an option, being left-footed, playing on the right-hand side. That'll make life a little bit tricky for Hotto. Talk about a man that doesn't give up. His level of fitness is very high, of course. He's got high mileage in terms of the starts that he's had for the Pirates. Hotto.
See that Bafana Bastende have scored against Sekhukhune United. They're not playing in Hammersdale today. They're playing at the former home ground of Princess Magoko, just a little up the road from where we are, sort of halfway between here and the King Shark International Airport. So Golden Arrows leading over Sekhukhune United, and Sekhukhune United are in a battle for the CAF position along with Stellenbosch FC, who have that Cape Derby against Cape Town City today. 0-0 still there, but that plays very nicely into the hands of Steve Parker. This might play into the hands of AmaZulu.
Good posture. Mashekhu. CVC involved. Ball played onto the far side as an option. Of course, if you look at that cross, it's always an inviting one. That's Kakani, a former Orlando Pirates player.
Such a good player as well. A little bit of injury for him this season. He's only starting for the 8th time and playing for the 9th time in total. First corner kick of the match as well. Pressure on the goalkeeper. Crossbar rescues Orlando Pirates as China nowhere really in sight.
How he allowed himself to be bullied in his area. Didn't look convincing, Che. He's done better in terms of these aerial battles. That's his area. He should be the commander-in-chief. Not this time around. He was bullied by this man, Egadoro. I mean, look at that. You think he's going to be confident? Towered over 2 players of Orlando Pirates.
I think Sandile Mtetra was in there as well. Don't forget his hat-trick in the Nedbank Cup, and came off Egadoro for sure. Unfortunate for the Nigerian. looking to improve upon just the 5 goals he scored so far this season in the Betway Premiership. I want to talk about another Buccaneer player. Left-sided fullback, former captain of the side, full of character, sometimes maybe a little bit too much. Thabo Matlaba, signed for Royal AM, spent a bit of time there, signed from Royal AM to Aba van der Westende. Scores for Arrows this afternoon against Sekhukhune United in the opening 12 minutes of the match to give Arrows the lead. Picks up a yellow card as well, maybe for an exuberant celebration, but can't keep him down. Matlaba, he might be all of, I think he's 35 or 36 years old, eh?
Such a workaholic. Versatile as well. You could play him on the right-hand side to produce for you on the left-hand side. He's another hoto for me.
And he has played on the right-hand side since he's joined up with Van der Westende in the place of Wade Jooster. Not Wade Jooster, the other fullback. I'm just trying to think of his name now, but he played at right back, and then he found himself with a chest infection. Then he got injured as well. Brandon Taron. Sandile Mtetwa sort of dropping back and playing almost as a left-sided fullback behind Sifiso Ngubeni from his midfield position, allowing Ngubeni to play closer to the halfway line. So both sides adopting the attacking function here today. The man who's down is Tembele Sikakane, right back.
Was it a picture of a late challenge? Looks like a 50-50.
He just got caught by Selepe.
Was it? Not so cool.
Tembele Sikakane, 32-year-old. Really has put in a good shift with his time at AmaZulu. Started at a team called Double Classic. And then he played at All Stars and Arrows. The Buccaneers themselves were coming back to the KwaZulu-Natal region. No goals in this match yet, just the 1 goal in the Betway Premiership. Mabasa's goal, Matlaba's goal, beg your pardon, against the one for Golden Arrows. Talking about Mabasa, 16 goals last season, 6 of them for Morocco Swallows. But last season, 16 goals in total, won the Golden Boot Award. This year, it looks as if it's going to be given to Ribeiro.
Something ain't right for Bogasi.
Nope.
The challenge that he went for, it ain't ending well for him in terms of the season. Been a consistent performer, a former AmaZulu player, a former captain as well. That's a powerful shot. I've seen one of the best set pieces that he's taken, long-range shot. Benny McCarthy was still involved in the team.
He can take penalties as well.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay. That's like brilliant.
For me, it would be disappointing to end the season like this for Mbekezeli. But these things happen in the game of football. And while he gets back to his feet, I'm not sure that Mandla Ntlikazi would want to risk him if he's not quite at the same pace as Nkosanathi Sibisi and create that little angle, because that will allow AmaZulu in. We have an appointment, you certainly do, on your World of Champions. The new sponsor, Betway.
It's in the blood. Lise Gazini. The big man seems to be okay walking. It looked like he's walking gingerly. He's so confident. Is he bouncing back, or are they making a change? Looked at the Pirates bench. I don't think there's anyone who's warming up.
You hear from the floor that Koki is going to come on, taking off the warm-up kit. So maybe Mukazi will float around a little bit. Sibisi will concede the captaincy.
webhande likakapteni ke manje yacaca ukuthi ke ukapteni weqembu bekuthaphela uXoki engibukayo ke center back kungahle kube uyena ke lapha ke uXoki ngahle kube uyena uXoki mhlawumbe kodwa ke koncike kuthini ngoba ke iOrlando Pirates mayidlala idlala kakhulu ke ngenhlaka kodwa ke sizobona ke umdlalo mawuqhubeka njengamanje laphana-ke enyaweni yaphakama laphana-ke ibhola ikotaro avimba laphana-ke utalente Mbatha yabuya-ke kuyena-ke umfoka Zungu thintekile-ke laphana-ke ngathi-ke ndiyaba yakhe indawo yethu abuke la uMashego uyaphuma-ke lapha uThapelo Coki uyangena-ke uyaphuma-ke uThapelo uyaphuma uMbokazi indawo yakhe Thapelo umtaka Coki zimnyama ziyamenyezela wesikaMamizela e-Orlando Stadium ila isikhona Moses Mabhida Stadium ila isikhona akasibheka umkhotha ecele Mahashini hamba namadoktulkwatakotoka kwazange ukukepha laphana-ke yena-ke uma basa selfaso yangena ngaphakathi futhi ibhola AmaZulu ansiphansi asuka umsebenzi inansi olufika enyaweni zawo AmaZulu yaphakama njengamanje afika laphana-ke wacela indlela njengamanje futhi laphana-ke Motswari yangena futhi-ke ngaphakathi ibhola yakhe uMotswari yabuya-ke kona-ke AmaZulu anti-cross laphana-ke uphuma kamnandi utheni idlaliwe lebhola-ke abayo laphana-ke AmaZulu Sipho Chain nqaba ngiyanqaba nansi 10 Moremi kahlele kude uMoremi khahlela kodwa-ke
What a great shot on that occasion by Moremi. And yeah, you know, it's interesting to see how many players are picking up injuries here early on in the first quarter of this encounter.
It's been a long season. Pretty tough for some of the players.
Still the only goal of the afternoon. Plenty of important matches to look forward to. The Cape Town City Stellenbosch FC match. Stellenbosch FC looking to consolidate their CAF Confederation Cup position that they held last season. Cape Town City looking to get out of the position where they need to play in promotional playoffs.
No Messi, yeah?
Nope. Arrows leading over Sekhukhune United, which will help their cause and help Stellenbosch's cause as well. Chiefs against Polokwane City 0-0. Gesi Marumo 0-0. Super Sports United Richards Bay 0-0. Space in front of goal, it's gone wide! Oh, you would have felt that would have been tucked in past Richard Ofori.
The intention was good. I thought he took a bit of a deflection, not too sure, but good movement on the right-hand side with the good and setting up Van Rooyen. No, he didn't. Gets into a good area, appreciate the supply. Kota settled in quite well, came into a team that was buzzing and full of confidence, and he was encouraged to be himself alongside likes of Rele Mofokeng, supported of course by Tito and the experience of Makaula.
CAF Champions League final, first leg, Sundowns 0 and Pyramids from Nigeria, a big one from Egypt 0. Nigeria, Egypt 0, and the return leg to take place next weekend. Did hear some good news about the tallest man in broadcasting, Mark Leeson, who's been summoned to Egypt by the international footballing body FIFA themselves. So that's a big accolade for Mr. Gleeson. I've been told that, I haven't spoken to him directly, but I got that from the office, and well, Nothing wrong with him being involved in that. The Encyclopedia of African Football, legend in his own right, in his own lifetime, which is great.
He's got this title for the commentator's commentator, right?
Yeah, totally.
Wealth of knowledge.
Tariq Fili is the man who plays for the 250th time in South Africa's top flight. Challenge with Mapasa.
It's a battle that's going to continue. I think at the back of his mind he's trying to say to Mr. Brook, are you watching me? Have you been watching me? The performances that I've been giving, the goals that I've been scoring. And the coach didn't say, I want more.
Coaches always want more, don't they?
You can do better.
Ball doesn't reach. Tsipang Moremi, who seems to have recovered from his injury. And look at the space available for Mofokeng. A chance for Otto. Good save of Ori.
They kept knocking on that left-hand side where he is operating Otto. Always hot. Otto on the right hand. Good combination play by Orlando Pirates. Times is run quite well. Across face of the goal. Good goalkeeping by Ofori. Stretched himself. Blocked the shot that would have posed danger with Mawasa not too far off.
Corner earned by the Buccaneers. That's too easy for Richard Ofori. Absolutely nobody challenging. Not Mabata, not Maswangani and Kota. Mofokeng's probably a little short to challenge in that sort of height. The play again from Orlando Pirates in the midfield. They'll be brought back here for that tug in the midfield. Kota looking for work again.
Good referee. In position, looking for options. Fouled by Igadaro. Doesn't fall. Referee allows play to go on. Once he loses possession, goes back to the previous guilty offense.
Yeah, showing a bit of versatility and switching play there is the 20-year-old junior. Selepe, 20-year-old from the junior ranks. Mofokeng and Kota, all 20 years old. Bukati, 19 years old. Really, the scene is set for Orlando Pirates to maybe present more of a challenge to Mamelodi Sundowns, and it's been the case this season. Mamelodi Sundowns have already completed their 28 matches, freeing them up for the Champions League, freeing them up for the World Club Championships as well. Tannington Barter. No way through again. Igodora coming back to defend near the halfway line under pressure from the former SuperSport United midfielder.
I think he's a very strong player. Igodora protects the game so well. Good ball skills as well.
Igodoro again. Nice running off the ball from Moremi. Igodoro, bit of space. Two players in each other's way. There might have been a handball in there. But better communication between Moremi and this man, Etiosa.
He's got teammates that sort of seem to be playing for him to try and find him. As a result, it just allows him to ooze with confidence. He's got some important goals for this team.
Lovely day to get out of the house, and down in KwaZulu-Natal. Do they even have a winter down here? Because I know in Joburg it's been a bit frosty, cool.
Well, we came well kitted for that. It's only now that we're feeling a touch of the sun.
Going into pictures of Fiso and Kupeni. Starting to make a name for himself in the fullback division for AmaZulu. The ball nearly reaches Igodoro, nicely chipped away by Parky. Won again by Baklele. Zungu waiting for a ball. That's away by Sibisi this time. No second ball, and a bit of hesitation from Zungu, but I think he took the right option. Now flowing play here from Orlando Pirates, looking for Mabasa. Van Rooyen free on the right. How much defensive work Iguodala's been doing behind the halfway line. Very impressive.
Have you tasted compliment? Not yet in this particular game. In terms of the influence of Rele Mufokeng, they call him President Yama 2000. I could enjoy it when TT says it himself. We yet to see him register his presence. Of course, when teams plan around such influential players, can be a game changer. I see he's changed positions now, going to operate on the right-hand side.
64% Orlando Pirates possession in the opening half an hour of this encounter. And having said that, AmaZulu have had 3 creative efforts so far to the 2 of Orlando Pirates, which is quite interesting considering that they've only had a third of the possession. That's what you do with it, I suppose. That's Wangani Mofokeng. The touch on the ball is always a fan favourite.
Trying to find space, press the reset button. That's what Pirates seems to be doing. No way through. They haven't been that or imposed their game onto AmaZulu. AmaZulu themselves looks very structured, tracking down a free man. That's exactly what is happening now.
Quite incredible that goal from a club. It's still the only goal that's been scored this afternoon so far. We're over half an hour into the matches that are taking place. 6 of them.
Talente Mbata Mbata putsa muktole tropol tolmabasa akwazi ukukhahlela uzamuphoka Van Rooyen senda wenenhle shayente cross kadalike watonoko defender sebheke ibhamu lakhe lapha ke usikhakhana kumphoqayo ukuthi athole lapha ke yona ke ikhona kick ezoni kwezemnyama ngenkani uyeke lapha ke Rele Mofokeng umfana ukhombisa ukuba namandla Vino Snapper la ukhona ngithemba ukuthi unentokozo ubona uMntomvu.
Only the 3rd corner kick of the match. Orlando Pirates leading as far as corners are concerned. They're dominating as far as possession is concerned. In swinging corner space for Van Rooyen on the edge of the box. I think he just overran it in his first touch. Wasn't great, and now Pirates are offside as well, or are they?
No.
The referee, well, the assistant referee had his flag out, Mr. Matipiti, and the referee
I think
move play on, and now they take the corner quickly. Space for Mofokeng. And sometimes when you take it quickly, you trick your own teammates as much as you trick the opposition, and that's a case in point, I think.
I think he thought Toto was going to be active, became passive at the time. There's no reason for him to be offside.
No goals yet in 34 minutes in this round 28 for AmaZulu, round 27 match for Orlando Pirates at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, still under refurbishment.
Looking forward to the end product, I can tell you. It's one of the stadiums that have been utilized, of course. Part of this, the legacy of the 2010. Did you know that Manchester City played here in SuperSport?
All blue clash.
Yeah.
The touch from Simpiwe Selepe wide to Dion Hotto. Movement in the middle, easily contained by Mtetwa.
Teams have set targets AmaZulu, of course, they want to be part of the top 8 under coach Arthur Zwane.
It's interesting, though, to see the top 5 are safe, and congratulations again to TX Galaxy up in 5th place on the table at the moment. Whether they finish there or not is debatable, because they have played their 28 matches as well, as have Mamelodi Sundowns and Chipper United as well. So 3 teams in the top 8 have played all 8 of their matches, but Kaizer Chiefs and Marumo Gallants on 31 points can't catch TX Galaxy because they're 4 points clear. There's only 1 match remaining for both of those sides. So well done to Tim Sukazi and Coach Beganovic.
They've done well.
2nd season in a row.
They've done very well.
Remember when they played here as a 1st division team, 2019?
I want to remember. We want to remind people of the pain.
The Chiefs won the Nedbank Cup just recently, so I suppose that makes up for it. You know, congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs. It's been a tough season, new coach, etc., but those children that are 10 years old can now say, at least we have something now.
Are you part of that generation that is talking about those kids? Can't be. They've done very well. I think I'm proud of the boys that were brought in. Made a lot of mistakes. I think Coach Nabi has done well, allowed those boys to make mistakes, but they won the crucial game here against the Orlando Pirates. And as it stands, AmaZulu, number 6.
Ahead of Polokwane City and Richards Bay FC, so there must have been a goal there. Richards Bay FC to be in the top half of the table with 33 points. So Richards Bay FC against SuperSport United, which suddenly put SuperSport United under pressure with Cape Town City. Except goal difference separates the 2 sides. So look at the bottom of the table, and we'll see that Cape Town City and SuperSport United separated by 5 goals in goal difference, both on the same amount of points. Those are the 2 contenders for the playoff positions against positions 2 and 3 currently in the Motsepe Foundation Championship, which ended with a victory for Durban City, but there's been a lot of protests about a certain player that's played 28 matches, Magawana. Although Durban City is saying there's nothing to worry about really. Those protests and arbitrations continue from JDR Stars and from Cape Town Spurs. Ball knocked away by Ben Moshwari.
Stats aren't helping either. At times where it's flowing.
I'll tell you what, Sandile Mthethwa's positioning has been impeccable today.
Confidence is high.
Hockey, CPC. Lovely combination, those 2. One for the ages. Relebogile.
Ofori.
Yeah, he's got a problem with his right foot. By the look of things, Tariq Feelies will give him a bit of respite.
No, what happened? I thought at some point he was touching the left one. Now it's the right one. Is it cramping?
Jurefori injured, and Ndile Mpanjwa Former Richards Bay FC goalkeeper is on the bench, hasn't played this season. Meantime, players posing for photographs. I suppose there's always an opportunity. In fact, it's a little bit of a tidy up on the right knee of the AmaZulu number 12, Tariq Philis.
The passionate fans are out here in numbers, those who believe, and of course we have been entertained. Their support. Do it for MTN 10. That's what they are saying.
5 minutes and stoppage time away from half-time in Durban. 2 matches being played in this part of the world. The Montfort Golden Arrows hosting Sekhukhune United, who not only do Arrows lead by 1-0, but more happy news for Stellenbosch FC. And not that they will wish harm on Sekhukhune United, but that Sekhukhune United have had a player sent off before half-time. It's not good for Eric Tinkler.
Not good at all. We've just seen the boss man, Mr. Zungu, in our midst, of course. The man that is in charge of the team, the boss man.
Before he seems to be okay. Orlando Pirates, with all the possession that they've had, would have probably fancied themselves to have been in front, all the possession and leading in the corner count, etc., etc. The more creative side. You've got to look at the continuity, though, as far as they're concerned in front of goal. Koki now back to Chaine. Pressure came a little belated from Teboko Moshiku. It's going to be interesting to see how the second half will present itself.
I think those that are watching at home and here are aiming for those shots on target, testing the keeper, something that hasn't been happening. It's just been trying to get some rhythm right.
Still Orlando Pirates looking to control. Little give and go forward again by Dion Hotto. Nothing happening inside the penalty area, though, and once again the situation doesn't quite work out for Pirates. Ball away by Tembele Sigakani. In this sort of environment, you know, it's not beyond the bounds of possibility that AmaZulu could spring a trap and suddenly score a goal here and win for the first time in years and years and years, 15 years and 7 months.
Very experienced player, Ramakan Pasele.
Continue to dominate the corner. A little bit of a breeze starting to flutter those corner flags. Just before half-time. Nice little tickle inside there from Nkota. Still an opportunity. It's wide.
That's quick thinking for me. Very exciting start by on the Pirates. I mean, if you look at how they started it, maybe short corner. Just didn't have it on target. He knew that he was under pressure. Pulls out the trick. More of that.
Yeah, absolutely. "30 seconds away from first half stoppage time at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. Still Orlando Pirates 0, AmaZulu 0. There's Mtetwa. Continue to sing his praises because I think he's doing rather nicely.
Well, defensively he's doing well, but the man that's supposed to pull the strings. So Bongo he's been very quiet, very absent based on his standards.
Fala parte mo foquei, agora na quarta, fala Lulunha, o Sani não teja. Pega o pé Moçoari, o Sem Faga Gamnando, o pé Moçoari, que pega uma Chico. Moremme, oh, Tasha.
Intervention from Simpiwe Selepe. Needed a good touch and got it from the man who's played very little football. Nice touch in there as well from Maswangani. 3 minutes added on to the end of the first half. We're 30 seconds into first half stoppage time. They've done some good defending today, AmaZulu, and it has been a criticism from Arthur Zwane over the season so far, since he took over the club, that at times there hasn't been the communication, the organisation, the structure for AmaZulu defensively. But I think today they're really, really doing well.
Well, he knows the style in terms of attacking, but he also believes that when you attack, you need to also be switched on. When you're dispossessed, the defense has got to be structured. And defense does not mean the back four. I mean, as a collective, how do you defend? You know, there are times where when you lose it, you've got to try and regain it as quick as possible. So that kind of work ethic needs to improve on the players. It takes a lot of fitness, I can tell you.
AmaZulu getting himself into a little bit of trouble at the Princess Mokoko Stadium up the road, as Moremi picks up a knock. It's gone through Maklaba, and then Sean Mochaile, the right-sided fullback's been sent off for Sekhukhune United, and Sekhukhune United equalised before half-time. How about that?
Fascinating stuff.
Very.
Listen, Kazim, it is that time. It's crunch time. You've got to consolidate your possession. You've got to try and save yourself from being relegated. There's CAF Champions League that teams are eyeing for.
Half-time, 0-0.
Still 0-0.
Final minute of first half stoppage time in Durban. Free kick for AmaZulu, taking their time over it as well. Is an opportunity? Well, half a chance for Tetra. I think Sipo Chaini made that look a little easier than it really was. He might have had his heart in his mouth a little, thinking back to that hat-trick scored by Tetra against Mighty Eagles when they won 5-1 in the opening round of the Nedbank Cup in January. Andra and Igodaro scoring goals in that encounter as well. But we're just about at half-time at Moses Mabhida Stadium. Still pressure coming from Orlando Pirates. Is there a chance for Dion Hotto? Lovely little ball played into the middle. Hotto gets a return ball and looking for space here with Maswangani. And again, the defense of AmaZulu is so compact, so organized, so communicative. Well, Tolisi Mulenga is on. Can he make the contribution that Arthur Zwane wants? Can he end his season on a good note? It's only his second appearance of the campaign, and he's second as a substitute. Pirates get us underway then for the second half in Durban. 0-0 the scoreline, and Pirates will play in the all-black, attacking the goal to the left-hand side of your screen, while AmaZulu in the second half will play in green, and they'll play from left to right. Oh, a little bit of a mistake defensively. Haven't often seen that today, but there's a rare little error. Not tidied up rather nicely.
Talk about someone taking his eyes off the ball. This man hasn't been engaged, hasn't been a threat at all for AmaZulu. They'll credit themselves to say we've kept him quiet. Maybe it's because they've cut out the supply. Really has been very quiet on the left-hand side for the Pirates.
Looks like Sifiso Nkopeni has come across to the right-hand side of defence in the place of Tembele Sikakani. Although Sikakani is still down the right-hand side, so that's interesting to see how that all tidies itself up for AmaZulu. Meantime, Hotto had made a bit of a run, but Nkota is facing the wrong way. Space for Dino van Rooyen. Not much progress being made by the former Stellenbosch FC man, and was that going to be offside anyway? But it's a little bit fast and loose towards Nkota in the early stages of the second half, and still it doesn't look like Pirates have completely settled down.
Well, they haven't built up a rhythm. They haven't owned the ball as yet. They haven't gotten the ball into the danger areas. He's still having that injury that he sustained in the first half.
Yeah, he did have that problem in the first half, didn't he? Bit of a worry for Coach Arthur Zwane. Maybe a suggestion for his reserve goalkeeper to warm up, who's already doing that, Andile Mbandra.
I say when you have an ankle injury and you take off your boots, it becomes a problem because the swelling just quickly comes up and creates problems for you.
True story. Still 0-0 between Mamelodi Sundowns and Pyramids. And still only 3 goals in the Betway Premiership today. Arrows and Sekakuni level at 1-1. SuperSport United trailing at home against the Rich Boys, who are rumoured to be playing back at Mklutuzi next season, which is fairly interesting. They did pick up quite a big sponsor from an oil company, and apparently the repairs have been done. It was meant to take 2 years. I think it's taken a bit longer than that, but still, you know, back at Mklutuzi Sports Complex, where they played in the first division and won the Motsepe Foundation Championship. Things not looking good for Ofori.
It'll be sad for him to be substituted, knowing him and what a competitor he is.
He hasn't put the boot back on. This looks like substitution time.
Yeah, it is.
So Richard Ofori, injury induced. He's not going to play any further part in the Betway Premiership season.
The one and only Professor Mlungisi Ngubane. What a player. Left-footed. Ask, of course, Peter Ballack, who played for Kaizer Chiefs, as one of the best goalkeepers. He's done so well, naturally, still.
Dylan Pandra about to make his appearance here in the place of the Ghanaian. First appearance of the season then for Andile Mbandra, 27-year-old, a former under-23 international goalkeeper. Played at Umtata Bucks, if you remember Umtata Bucks. And played at Richards Bay FC as well. Then was without a club after 2022 season and hooked up with AmaZulu. Comes on now for his first appearance of the season. So important role for the...
Smith AmaZulu.
For the Orlando Pirates team then to now put the pressure on. And
Nalikanda.
just you have to make him earn his place in the team. Talking about the opposition, has to put pressure on Mbandra. Not suggesting anything untoward, but it is one of those positions where you can challenge physically.
Correct something quickly. I said in Tata Bucks, they haven't push backs. That's what Mlungisi Ngubane played for. There was a slow tempo to the game. And the fans who have come out in numbers, the stadium is actually swelled up with the crowds. They want something. They want something. They demand.
Mr. Mambo floor.
6 minutes into the second half, and suddenly Orlando Pirates looking for something.
Confirming numbers for today's game.
The attacks just seem to be breaking down. Free kick from Chetwa. Udora not able to pick up, and Moremi
confirming attendance for.
Suddenly there's an opportunity though in the middle of the park by Ben Moshwari. Free kick. For AmaZulu, that's Hotto that's injured.
Had to put himself in the thick of things. Hotto up against Ben Moshwari. He's also been quiet based on his standards.
Still waiting for somebody to light the fire on this encounter. First half was, I suppose, there was a bit of flow in it, but nothing really to write home about. During the second half, we're waiting for it to open up again. King comes back and immediately plays defensively. And while he had an opportunity to find Hotto, he declined the opportunity. Now away by Tembele Sigakane. It's more a mopping up situation from both sides defensively, rather than anything tangible on the attack from either side. Orlando Pirates into this match on the back of 5 matches unbeaten in the Betway Premiership. In between all that, they did lose to Kaizer Chiefs by 2-1 in the final of the Nedbank Cup after having beaten them 2 matches earlier by 2-1, Makgopa and King. But out today, Hotto maybe can change the tempo. It's very nicely watched in the centre of defence by AmaZulu. CPC. He came on as a substitute, if you've just joined us, for the injured Mbekezeli Mukazi. We've had an injury to Richard Ofori as well, the AmaZulu goalkeeper, whose place has been taken by Andile Mbandwa. Both sides dealing with each other rather comfortably. Zungu with the clearance away now. Mofokeng trying to inject something in there, and Hotto always to the fore. That's a really good piece of defending from Phillies.
Oh, good piece of defending. But the Pirates themselves have upped the tempo a little bit. They're getting the ball into the box of AmaZulu, trying to test the defense. They forced them to concede a corner. That's much better in terms of upping the tempo by Orlando Pirates. The response we are awaiting from AmaZulu.
Has this man made an intervention of any sort? I don't think he has in his jersey. His white jersey is all very nice and clean. So Orlando Pirates with yet another corner kick. They go near post as well, and second ball to the Buccaneers as well. That's really good defending, though, from AmaZulu. We've spoken about that. We've applauded them with their defensive work so far. Away by Augustine Mulenga. Van Rooyen all on his own. 10 minutes into the second half. AmaZulu 0, Pirates 0. As you said, no threat from Stellenbosch FC to Orlando Pirates' second place, and no pressure from Sundowns from Pirates. Sekhukhune United trying to force the issue, and at the moment, as we said, 1-1 against Arrows, so they'll be level on points then. So Arrows apparently have just gone in front against Sekhukhune United, which will again assist Stevie Barker in the bottom of the table, I beg your pardon, their top versus bottom situation. Stellenbosch FC against Cape Town City, 0-0 last we heard, and if that is the situation by the end of 90 minutes, then SuperSport United will find themselves in the promotional playoffs, although they do have that match to play, by the way, that half match against Abafana Bestende. And if Arrows win today, they'll be on 30 points and free from any problems near the bottom of the table. Sport United will desperately want to win that and plonk Cape Town City back into 15th position.
Interesting times.
Very. Free kick here to Orlando Pirates. Dion Hotto might have come out of his line a little bit slowly there in bounds, but I don't think there was too much danger, and he was well covered by his defenders anyway, one of whom has
As a casualty.
not recovered. Yeah, he's a casualty in the penalty area. And that's the reason why Zungu plays the ball under play. That's sort of Malway, isn't it?
It's Rama Kwem Pahlele. These are the most trickiest. Collided with his goalkeeper. Seems to be okay. Rama. Something to do with the shin. Should be able to recover. The medics are ready. Well kitted. Ready for action as the players are taking some warming up. There's a potential on that bench. There's Brooks, there's Human, there's Exton. Mulenga is already in.
Oh, they've got some really quality players on the bench.
They are smiling, they're saying we won the Nedbank Cup here.
Goals are coming in the Magesi Maruma match. Sitoli scoring for Maruma, and directly after that a penalty for Magesi that's converted. 1-1 up there in Seshego.
It's been a difficult pitch to beat.
I tell you what, they've done so well of Magesi. Fans loving themselves on the big screen here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. They always do, don't they? Ben Moshwari. Look how far off the field Sekakane suddenly finds himself. Sekakane, and with Tsepang Muremi.
I like how Rama gives cover to Sekakane when he moves up, just quickly gets into the position. Covers. Phillies, of course, behind Rama. That's experience in abundance with the two centre-backs.
Potter not quick enough.
Based on his standards, he's underperformed, but we know what he's capable of. Potential to have magical moments.
So important to hold on to a top 8 position. That's what AmaZulu are doing at the moment, and I suppose importantly to finish in the top 4, which is what Sundowns Pirates, Stellenbosch FC and Sekhukhune United seem to be doing at the moment, because those are home matches in the season starting MTN8 competition. Lovely work done here by AmaZulu. Their best chance maybe if the ball had been played a little better out towards Tsepang Moremi.
There's the young man that seems to be enjoying himself. Ngobeni, educated left foot on the right-hand side. The man that helped him to graduate into this big league, Steve Compella.
We've had an hour of football in Durban. Not the most enterprising matches we've seen so far this season, but if it ends in a stalemate, then we'll leave Pirates in second place. It'll leave AmaZulu in 6th, a point ahead of Polokwane City, which is Bay FC now keeping Kaizer Chiefs out of the top 8, and Chippa United dropping behind. Maruma Gallants down into 11th position from the position at 8th, and still Orlando Pirates have 66%. 2/3 of the possession today.
I like everything that you've been saying, except that you're saying Kaizer Chiefs might be out of the top 8.
Again.
No, that's not. I don't want to believe.
Well, they're going to win a football match at home against Polokwane City.
That's me. I don't want to believe it, but it's possibility. I mean, it's all they've got to do it on the field of play. I was talking about Super Sport. I can't imagine them out of the Badway Premiership. I can't imagine Chiefs. Of course, they've been out of the top league a couple of times, Chiefs, but
things appear to be going from bad to worse for under Arendt's SuperSport United as will burst forward here once again. And AmaZulu in the second half with the introduction of obviously Mulenga starting to find a little space there and pressure being exerted on Dino van Rooyen. That is a very competent player, van Rooyen.
Very. And I think the transformation for him to start playing on the left-hand side, being right-footed, it has helped his game. Mulenga, when he was at Pirates, was playing on the right-hand side. Wasn't that effective. But I enjoyed him under Coach Benny McCarthy, where he was enjoying his football coming from the left-hand side.
Second time of asking for AmaZulu, and Sigakani, high, white and handsome, hasn't scored this season so far, but it wasn't going to from that either. I can tell you another KwaZulu-Natal side playing a little further northwest of KZN, even further from Richards Bay, is Richards Bay FC. Gumede scores another after Mbutuma's opening goal. SuperSport United trail at home 2-0, and now they further entrenched themselves into that playoff position alongside of, at the moment, Orbit College and a Keswick Star. So if it remains the same and the arbitration rules in favour of Durban City, then Durban City will replace Royal AM in the Betway Premiership as winners of the Motepe Foundation.
Tito. Inchai Pola. Yamtola na Puranga. Oh.
Easily defended by Bongani.
He's not happening, really. Mufuke, President. Yama 2000. Stitzy puts it nicely.
Tariq Phillies on Dylan Bandra. Little dribble, and he got himself into trouble with Sekafata Mapasa. Can Orlando Pirates do something tangible? Well, the answer is side corner.
He wasn't sharp enough. I thought he's done well to get the ball from the keeper. But he's thinking, was he not aware of what was happening?
Where's his teammates? That's disastrous.
It's not even teammates, about him being in control of that box and having the good peripheral vision to see where the danger is.
Look at Igodoro from the set piece. Sixth corner for Orlando Pirates, and Igodoro is the man who's shadowing last season's leading goal scorer. AmaZulu should be able to easily clear, but Orlando Pirates now showing that in the last 25 minutes, I think they are going to try and push the envelope even further than what we've seen so far, even though the start of the second half has been rather languid. But these are the sort of opportunities that provide themselves when you are chasing the game, and opposition can come back. And Moremi is a known goal scorer. 4 goals this season. Moremi! On goal! AmaZulu score! Moremi the creator. 20 minutes into the second half.
Moremi.
Clocky. It could have been Clocky. Sorry, but
Moremi, meaning one who cuts. And yes, it takes those that know how to cut in tight angles. Lise Gazini, yes. The celebration, deserved celebration. Of course, they're going to regret Orlando Pirates. I felt they were not so in control of the situation. They don't look so convinced. And this is how it happened. The ball played. One of the Pirates players slips and falls. Look at the forest of players. One of them is injured there. I think it is Toki, struggling. The improvisation as well. The patience to try and get that ball into a good area. And it takes one of Pirates players. It came off one of, I think it's Maswanganye.
I think it's more for King.
I think it's Tito Maswanganye.
That's Tito.
It is Tito. It came off Tito.
Oh.
That's him. The sirens were saying Tito, Tito, into the box, because that calls for a tricky area.
Not the sort of contribution he wanted. He finds the back of the net, Maswanganye, but not for the right side.
Yeah, you're right. Can they bounce back? That's what we're looking for. This thing is now lit. This game is now lit.
We've got just under 25% of the match remaining as Dino van Rooyen pushes forward. And don't forget, at the last time that AmaZulu won at home was 15 years and 7 months ago, 5,700 days.
They were listening to you because you told me this. They were listening to you and saying, is this what Kevin has realized? Can we start turning things around? And yes, they're about to. Kimvidi, who was at some point with Maritzburg, that's where he played his first game when he got in South Africa. This man is going to be substituted, did not have the best game, did not influence the game. Instead, this is what happened. Unfortunate. Nothing he could do. These are the sort of crosses that are difficult for the defenders to clear. Even worse for him, not being a defender, but an attacker. He's not happy.
Well, neither should he be. So Kimvuidi's on and Boitamelo, radio man, is on.
What radio station is that?
Radio Pane scored just a single goal, and it was in an 8-1 thumping of Marumo Gallants on Christmas Eve. If you remember, Mabasa with a hat-trick, Kambata with a brace, and Tateni with an own goal, Van Rooyen with a goal, and the radio man stepped up to score a penalty, I think it was, in that encounter. Got a huge amount of credit from his teammates for a fight back after he played at Cape Town Spurs for a while. He comes on today, and so, for that matter, does Karim Kimvuidi, Democratic Republic of Congo, midfielder for Maritzburg United, who are now Durban City, and on the brink of being promoted in the first season as Durban City to the Betway Premiership. Will it be a frustrating afternoon so far for Orlando Pirates supporters, and just what have Orlando Pirates done, or arguably not done, with the domination in possession. 66% of the possession, they trail. A really disappointing end to the season. However, we still have 20 minutes in stoppage time remaining, so don't go away from your screens, because I reckon that goal, that own goal from Maswanganye, could really ignite this encounter. More for King. Still nothing really happening. Bounce of the ball, little chip over from Kimvuidi. Confusion in the penalty area. Just for a moment. Tidied up by Ntetwa and Ramalwe.
When there's confusion, you try and pounce on it and punish that sort of mistake. They didn't look convincing. Of course, they've got some work to do in terms of defending their lead. AmaZulu. How does the lock look like?
Certainly AmaZulu in 5th place.
Yes.
Wow.
Nice life problems, huh?
It would be a meeting with Sekakuni United in the top 8 next season. Sundowns against Richards Bay FC, and etc., etc. A lot of fans were hoping, as Kimvuidi brings out a big smile, a lot of fans were hoping that Kaizer Chiefs would break into the top 8 and finish, even if they finished in 8th position, so that the top 8 would start with Sundowns Chiefs. First match of the top 8 for next season. Yeah. Mouth-watering prospect.
I'm salivating.
Salivating.
I see you say that I think I'm salivating at that picture. we can look forward to such things, you know.
They have to win against Polokwane City. Here's an opportunity for Orlando Pirates. They trail by a goal to nil. History to be made here for AmaZulu. It's been a long 15 years. Dion Hocho, the perpetrator, but yeah, and they're not making any space here, Pirates, and AmaZulu playing very concertedly in defence. Oh, another touch for Hocho. Kota wins a corner of Ramalwe.
His experience, Sekakane's experience, is going to be key for them to defend their lead. The communication, Igodaro, the aerial presence, they need all the ammunition they can bring into that box because they've got some defending to do, AmaZulu.
That's a lovely header away by Tariq Feliz. Second ball to Orlando Pirates with Selepe, and another bit of clearing it. Just for a moment there was a lack of communication, but I think it'll be tidied up now. The Orlando Pirates supporters showing a little bit of displeasure at their side, not being able to make any progress. Don't forget that in the Betway Premiership, Pirates have only lost 5 times this season. They have a plus 23 goal difference. Well, that might be, well, make it 22 now. 30 goals in goal difference alone behind Mamelodi Sundowns. The only side that's above them in the Betway Premiership. These final days of the season are always very impressive indeed, but don't forget Orlando Pirates have that match to play against Magesi FC on Wednesday.
Zwani.
You pounce on any opportunity presenting itself. This should make Mr. Zungu very proud to his players. He must have gotten the message that AmaZulu struggles to beat Pirates. There he is, the president of the club, Mr. Zungu.
Absolutely, they'll be delighted. They'll be hoping the final whistle will blow sooner rather than later, but we've got another about 17 minutes plus stoppage time. I can tell you that playing against a 10-man Sekakuni United side, that Arrows lead 3-1 against Clele scored a goal, Zwani, and an own goal from Treso Chibawa opened the scoring. Israel sent off in the first half, which doesn't add to the happiness of Eric Tinkler. Stellenbosch FC 0-0 with Cape Town City will be a good sign for both Stellenbosch FC and for their other Cape side, who might just very well survive the season, a tumultuous season. What's going on in the Cape? Cape Town Spurs relegated from the Motsepe Foundation Championship. Cape Town City in 15th place going into this round in the Premier League.
Now, the fascinating part is something. Let's have a look at this corner.
Punched away by Sipu Chaine. Still an opportunity for a second goal, and diving into the effort there was Mulenga. And also wide on the flanks.
I was saying earlier on that there are 2 teams that perhaps viewers, fans never thought that you'll find these teams faced up with relegation. Cape Town City, Super Sport. But this is football.
Somebody scored for Sundowns. Guess?
It won't be that up to number 10.
Ribeiro.
Yeah.
The 54th minute, so 9 minutes after half-time, Sundowns taking a lead in the CAF Champions League final. A second star is just about 35 minutes and the whole match in Egypt away. But I was listening to Teko Madiza a bit earlier on with Tommy Malombo, as there's a chance here for Mofa King. So Mofa King! Bunch was done well, the ball's been deflected wide. It was a deflection.
Yes, it was a deflection.
Orlando Pirates putting AmaZulu under massive scrutiny, and they can feel a little bit hot done by, I think, Pirates. This is a great opportunity.
The radio man kept it alive. engaged Mufuke, had to improvise in a tight angle, set it up nicely for his teammates.
Half an hour's gone in the second half of this one. AmaZulu clear. But that should boost Orlando Pirates even further as far as their quest for at least an equaliser. How's that possession, first half, second half?
Tight, huh?
Oof. Oh, man. Nice touch from Sipiwe Selepe. With an offer for Nkota, and Gupeni's had a good match today. Bottles up the junior, 20 years old. Oh, lovely run in there as well from Dino van Rooyen. All sorts of opportunities providing themselves, and is there one off the volley? No, there isn't, but there is now! Selepe bangs in an equaliser, his first goal for Orlando Pirates. Couldn't have come at a better time.
Selepe. Those that knows what Selepe is, of course, it has to cut something. It is used to cut something. With an X, I think. That's the English word for it. And that's what they needed, because there was a forest of players. Simpiwe, Kasilepe. That's exactly what happens. Not convincing in clearing their lines. Pirates trying to do something, and it is through the eye of a needle in the mist and forest of those players. He gets it right, brought it down. It became a game of seconds. Attempt to clear it. It did not work out, but he gets it right. He won man of the match in his first game that I did, and he gets a goal, a very vital one for the Pirates. They'll say now, because they were very quiet, Orlando Pirates fans.
Something to cheer, something to build on, to cheer even further for Orlando Pirates before the end of another 12 minutes and second half stoppage time.
A wrist injury. Something to do with the wrist for Bones. There's Selepe.
It's a lovely view of it.
Yeah, that's a good angle. Blast the ball on the far side. No chance on the right-hand side of the keeper. Kasilepe cuts that ball into the net.
Now, wonderful opportunity for Orlando Pirates. Selepe draws level with 13 minutes remaining plus stoppage time. Man of the moment, one of 3 20-year-olds in the starting lineup. Don't forget Mbukazi is a year younger, but not on the pitch because he got himself injured, and suddenly the smile has disappeared from the face of Arthur Zwane. Bongani Zungu back on the field of play, though, for AmaZulu. Baklele wearing that captain's armband with great aplomb and flourish and leadership skills. As things stand at the moment, Richards Bay FC in the top 8 inexplicably after playing in the playoffs last season.
You don't see.
Chiefs 10th last season. They're doing better because they're 9th this time around. It's not good enough though. Sikakane with the throw-in. Easily contained.
What a season we've had.
Yeah, that's been tremendous, hasn't it?
Ah, what a season we've had. Marumo Gallants for me.
Still, Orlando Pirates press forward, and well, that's a little bit naughty on Karim Kimvuidi, and Mchlele appealing his innocence. I think he's going to pick up a yellow card anyway. Is the captain, it's not Felix who picks up a yellow card in his 250th appearance, and the referee, I think the players are pointing out to him it's the wrong bloke. But maybe Felix had something to say, and it's not for the first time.
Move away so that the referee can deal with the situation. He's got a yellow already. Not too happy. Of course, they're not going to be happy. They've just conceded. This is Kimvuidi, but Felix just pushes the man.
Well, if that's not a yellow card,
that's
then
that I don't know.
Well deserved, and he still goes on a protest march.
Did he join it? Did anybody join the match?
Ethan Brooks about to come on. Kota is going to make way as well. This play is taken by Thuso Moleleki, who is a 25-year-old who used to play at Orbit College. He's only played for Pirates once off the bench, but Ethan Brooks has played a lot more times than that. A former international player for his 23rd appearance of the season, his 10th coming off the bench. The 23-year-old, you'll remember him from TX Galaxy, takes the place of Zungu. Brooks is a really good player.
Brooks is a good player. I think for Zungu, it's one of the games there where I think he underperformed based on his standards, and I've done a couple of games where he's controlled situations, but there's a whole lot of teams that he's played against, and not this time around against all of the Pirates.
Coming to a rather dramatic end to the season. It's the Kaizer Chiefs level with the Polokwane City. Cape Town City getting a bit of relief in that match against Stellenbosch FC, playing at home this afternoon, and yeah, still all to play for as far as that bottom spot is concerned. At the moment, it's Royal AM who no longer are part of the Betway Premiership, and therefore will have 3 teams, I think, from the ABC Motsepe League filling up the National First Division, the Motsepe Foundation Championship next season. Durban City at the moment through to the Betway Premiership, and if the arbitration goes in their favour, well, then that'll be confirmed. Orbit College and Castrick Stars in the playoffs at the moment, SuperSport United in the playoffs, and you know, one has to look at that situation and say, well, are SuperSport United not fortunate of the situation of Royal AM, because at least they can play in the playoffs, and there's you know, 6 matches to play there. Headed away by AmaZulu, and still Orlando Pirates turning on the style here, and AmaZulu defending for all that they're worth. The clearance from Tariq Felix on that occasion. The referee's been quite reluctant to go to the cards. I don't think there's been much of an opportunity. Felix deserved the yellow card he got from Tando Nzinzeke, who I think has done rather nicely with Felix. Notice him, Tetra. He's had a fantastic game today. Has Sandile against his former side, that is, too. Chance for another goal here. It's a really good save from Choini. Does he hold on? He does. Muremi has threatened a few times today, and that was probably an opportunity that he would have relished going into the back of the net. It didn't. Yeah, that's the reaction. Well-deserved reaction too.
Yeah, it's a tight angle, but he improvised, and to touch him, there was well danger there.
Foul from Selepe, the goal scorer. Scored a goal, picks up a yellow card. All in all, I think Selepe will be content with his contribution, not only because of the goal that he scored. I think he's been pretty nicely organised in the midfield, along with Talent Mbata and the rest of the midfields from Orlando Pirates.
building depth in terms of the youth on the Pirates.
Now, then the Pirates do have a little bit of space, more so in the middle of the park, but you've got to hold on to the ball, and they were mugged there by Ethan Brooks. Well watched, Ethan Brooks, as he gets the better of Karim Kimbwidi.
I thought he was ball watching. Was not aware of what was happening around him. Kimbwidi.
We are live on SuperSport 2, you're absolutely correct. Last time AmaZulu played to a home draw against Orlando Pirates was in 2021. Moremi scored and for AmaZulu, and Hotto scored for Pirates, both of them in the starting lineup today. And the way things are going currently, it seems that AmaZulu will still remain without a victory and maybe go on to be 16 years without a home win against Pirates unless something happens in the last 4 minutes in stoppage time. Ethan Brooks with a touch. Sikakane. No damage there. Awkward bounce of the ball to deal with. The peel that the ball had gone out of play. It hadn't. Nicely kept in play as well. I'll say by Tariq Feliz. Well, he seems to put in a good shift, Tariq Feliz. He's an impressive player. Yeah, but niggly occasionally. But, you know, I think he does the game a lot of good.
A hard man to beat Feliz.
I think the fans have enjoyed themselves this afternoon. Don't often see a yellow jersey for AmaZulu. Certainly do see black and white ones for Orlando Pirates.
Now they're full of smiles.
Yep.
Not trailing anymore.
I think there'll be a lot of happiness as far as that is concerned. Maybe even a spot of relief, but a really good goal between Radiopane and Selepe. Positioned himself beautifully, struck it well. Tetra, what a match he's had today. 11th game of the season, breaks into double figures as far as starts are concerned. He really has been very, very nicely organized and dropping back into that defensive structure, and he really has done a lot for AmaZulu today. Kimbwidi is a bit of width available for Dion Hotto. Might have been run out of steam a little bit. He'll always contribute, and that's nicely away by Ben Moshwari. The ever defendable.
Kanjenga Manchester Bonala Panagia Wenzai Orlando Pirates for Coronco. Nashola Pumala Panage Gapanja.
At that stage, Pirates did not look convincing.
Family afternoon out.
Yes.
I like that jersey, actually, that those fans are wearing from Orlando Pirates. And Morocco Swallows, remember the Dubé Birds?
The Dubé Birds.
The.
Are they coming back?
I'll make a few calls and let you know. 30 seconds away from full time in the season for AmaZulu. Plenty of the teams will play their final matches, but Orlando Pirates still have one more team to play, and that is Magesi on Wednesday. SuperSport United still have a match to play against Arrows, who of course have that match to play themselves, but the rest of the season all tidied up. And as things stand at the moment, SuperSport United in the playoff position. It's going to remain difficult till the end of the season. Karim Kimbwidi. Very little game time so far this season after having left Maritzburg United. It's only his 7th appearance of the campaign and 6th off the bench. No goals for the man from the Congo, the Democratic Republic side. 5 minutes added on by referee Tandon Zanzeka. I'm sure that AmaZulu would have liked 1 or 2. The Pirates have 5.
Well, 4 minutes, there's still plenty of time for us to be entertained. Drama moments, this.
Sikakane having a drama moment of his own. Looked rather perplexed at the decision going to the opposition. Orlando Pirates will want to play the next 4 minutes as their most important in the season to date. Dion Hotto contributed defensively. He's got 4 goals in the Betway Premiership so far this season, and may take this opportunity to congratulate Betway for not only their sponsorship but the way the league season has been run. Good to have a new sponsor on board. Good to have with the companies with money being interested in South Africa's top flights of football. The vast majority of corners have gone the way of Orlando Pirates, and Mofa King knocking it through again, cleared by Tiose Godoro. What's next for AmaZulu? Place in the top 8, which will start this season, but what about the off-season? Does Mr. Zungu make a whole bunch of changes? We hear from Chippa United and Morgan Mambila. There was a statement made by him that they're not prepared to languish in the bottom half of the table anymore. There's watch out for big things happening in Gqeberha. Maybe not Gqeberha so much, because there's a little bit of a conflict between themselves and the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Are we going to see more games in East London at the Buffalo City Municipal Stadium? Interesting times next season already, and we haven't even started yet.
Well, the brand at that stadium, when you walk into that stadium, it resembles Chippa United fans.
Totally. Away by Ethan Brooks. Opportunity for Augustine Mulenga. 2 minutes in stoppage time away from full time. Koki will clear for Pirates.
Not happy at all. That's Mpumi.
Two minutes remaining in the AmaZulu season. I think they put up a good performance today to deny Orlando Pirates all 3 points today. However, there's still another 2 minutes remaining. This is Mofa King, hasn't been at his best today. Maswankani scored an own goal as well, so between the 3 players that we normally refer to, besides Mabasa, Mofa King and Kota and Maswankani, not really their best, I don't think, and Selepe was left to score the goal in a very rare appearance in the starting lineup. And now, AmaZulu looking to consolidate matters. Moremi, or there's space at the back post for Ethan Brooks. Only 1 goal this season for the man who used to play with the Rockets out in Mpumalanga. Moremi. Ben Moshwari. Tariq Filis.
It's been a long season. You're going to have this sort of situation. What has happened? Is it Mulenga? AmaZulu for life. Selepe my Iniesta. How's that thing? I think he's got strong competition there with his fellow teammates. Selepe, good touches, of course. There's Busquets, who was part of the Barcelona team.
The fans have enjoyed their afternoon.
They have. Colorful things, ginger hair, everything. Usut.
Wow.
What does it say?
Chiefs out of top 8. Football can kill you a real death. I know we heard that from a coach on one occasion. And top 8 for Lesotho. That's guaranteed at the moment. Hendrik Eckstein about to come on as a sub for, well, even if he gets a touch, because we've already had the 5 minutes added on by referee Tando Nsanzeka. Touch from Igodoro. AmaZulu playing with 10 men at the moment with the injury to Augustine Mulenga. Touch for Sipho Chaine. Both sides would have wanted more than ending the season with a 1-1 draw, but Pirates have a chance to reflect on that with a match against Magesi in midweek. And still been under the final whistle. 6 minutes have been played by referee Nzanzeka. Still X-Teen looking to come on, and still AmaZulu are down to 10. I think it's going to quite affect them defensively, and Hotto is always a danger. You can't give him a moment of space. Still an opportunity. Was one. Will they have a corner? They will. Pirates.
I think that'll be the last call of the game. He's actually...
No.
Whistle, there's going to be a change.
No, the referee, yeah, he's blown for the substitute to take place. So a substitute being substituted. And Mulenga makes way for Hendrik X-Teen. Played in Azerbaijan before signing back in South Africa.
I think he had a good time there.
I think so.
A couple of his clips, he was on fire. Not a good one in terms of confident building for Mulenga.
Heading up towards 7 minutes. And that's going to be consecutive corners. Koki forcing the issue. Pressure here on the goal from Bandra. In the dying moments, it would be, I think, heartbreaking for Arthur Zwane if his side were to concede at this late stage. And you could well be asking, where did the 7 minutes come from when 5 minutes was added on? Bafokeng. Bandra will punch. It's not a bad punch either. Headed away as well. Brooks looking to pick up the pieces. Wasn't quite that successful. Pirates players all around the ball. That was far too easy, going down inside the AmaZulu